I come over here so to get my good side. So I've got just a few things I want to talk to you guys about. For those of you I haven't met yet, my name is Phil. I'm one of the STEM counselors here. See mostly familiar faces. A couple announcements coming out of counseling. First, as far as STEM counseling goes, myself and my colleague Ann Cass, we both serve as STEM counselors. We would definitely encourage each of you to see us at least once a semester. For those of you in the STEM Squared program, that is actually a requirement, so come and see us. We offer as many counseling appointments as we can possibly fit into our weekly schedule, but they do book up quickly. So if you're looking to book a STEM counseling appointment, the best time to do that would be a call on a Wednesday morning and book something for the following week. We book 1 week in advance, and literally by the end of the day, Wednesday, usually our week is full. So try and call on Wednesday if you're going to come in and see us. I got a couple announcements coming out of a couple different things. Number one, volunteers are still needed for Community Science Night. I'm sure you guys have heard about all this at this point, but it's Friday, March 14th. And if you are a member of the STEM Squared group on campus, we will give you credit for a STEM contact instead of attending a STEM workshop or meeting with a Cal State Fullerton peer mentor. Those of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm going to explain that in a minute. But Community Science Night still needs volunteers. There is an individual that you would be emailing if you can do this. I'm going to leave this here, but on this third page, it's Reyes Vasquez. Send an email to them if you can. Donate your time. I think it's from like 4:45 to 9 p.m. I did it a couple years ago, and it was actually really cool. They have the local elementary and middle schools up. Or maybe it's just elementary. Just elementary? Yeah. But just tons of kids all around. They've got different activities in different rooms throughout the Science Center. It was a really nice way to get the kids up onto our campus to kind of showcase this new building we had at the time. And I made paper airplanes with kids, and it was awesome. So whatever you guys can do, our astronomy instructor, Professor Martino, is actually coordinating all of this, but the person you would email, her email's right here. I'm going to leave this for you guys. Okay, so at this point, I'm hoping that everybody in the room is part of the STEM Academy. What is the STEM Academy? Well, it's like basically one of our grants wants to keep track of all the STEM students on campus. So have you seen one of these before? Hopefully you've filled out one of these. If you haven't, I'm going to leave a stack here. You can fill it out and leave it with Nathan, anyone here can take this, or drop it off in the counseling office. So I want you to think of one of the STEM programs we have. The STEM Academy is open to everyone. We want everyone to fill out one of these. It helps us to keep track of you guys in terms of communicating upcoming events, things that you can get involved with, research opportunities, internship opportunities. It's like our main communication tool with you. It's sponsored by a Title V grant that allowed us to create the STAR Center, that allowed us to institute through Professor Swift's leadership, SI, Supplemental Instruction. You guys know what SI is, right? Okay. So if you haven't filled out one of these, I would definitely want you to, and we'll make sure we get that back from you. Then there's a smaller group of STEM students on campus, the STEM Squared crew. So this is another grant. It's actually coordinated by Cal State Fullerton for students in the STEM Squared group. You're required to meet with a counselor once per semester. You meet with a counselor. We develop a full education plan so you know what classes to take each semester to get you wherever you want to be. If one of those locations that you'll be applying to is Cal State Fullerton, they kind of sweeten the deal by offering you priority admission when it comes time to transfer, as well as priority registration after you transfer to finish your junior and senior years at the university. Why might this be important? Well, a lot of students don't realize that after you transfer, you may still struggle to find the upper division classes that you need to finish your degree. So as a STEM Squared student, if you're looking to transfer and Cal State Fullerton is on that radar, you definitely want to be a member of the STEM Squared group here. That priority that we give students is great. But this program is not just for Cal State Fullerton transfer students. This program is actually open to students that want to transfer to any bachelor's granting university. And for the last 2 semesters, we've been able to offer SCC students that are members of the STEM Squared program and meeting their requirements the ability to choose their STEM classes here first. So you get a little bit of priority here as well. So if you want more information on the STEM Squared program, you can contact me. I'm going to leave one of these nice colored flyers that Cal State Fullerton printed for us because we can't print stuff like this. Here for you. Over in the Star Center, as well as the contract, like a little 1-page application. You sign this, you drop this off in counseling, and we'll add you to the STEM Squared crew. Again, the requirements are that you meet with a counselor once a semester, and then you have to take part in like 2 activities on campus. If you're in the STEM Squared group and you're regularly attending STEM Club meetings, we're going to give you credit for that. So if you've been in the Star Center and you happen to meet with one of the Cal State Fullerton peer mentors, these are students that are actually junior and senior level students at Cal State Fullerton. We've hired them to work in our Star Center to meet with you, to talk about the transfer process, talk about what it's like to be at a 4-year university, talk about research opportunities that they've been involved with. This would count as a STEM Squared contact too. One of the biggest things that the STEM Squared group offers its students here at SCC is the summer research experience. Now, I know some of you in the room have done this already. Can somebody tell me a little bit about the project that they worked on, please?
Okay. What I did was I worked on an automated home ventilation system in the computer engineering department. And what that did was it automatically ventilated out hazardous materials using a variety of sensors from an indoor environment in order to ensure safe indoor air quality.
And the faculty member that you worked with at Fullerton, what was his discipline?
He was a computer engineer.
Okay. And what are you applying?
Electrical engineer. It's pretty much, it's very similar.
Very, very similar. But you may work with an individual that may not be exactly in your field, but you're going to be presented with the possibility of working with someone on a variety of different topics. Somebody else? Yeah.
What is that? Yeah. I did research in physics, gravitational astrophysics. We did numerical simulations of black holes colliding. So we used supercomputers to see what happens when 2 black holes merge and gravitational waves they emit. And so even though I'm an engineering major, it was a physics department, and I want to double major in physics. Like, that threw me off track. But it was cool.
We'd like to say that it opened up your opportunities, that sort of thing. Yeah. No, but one of the best parts was actually seeing Arun present his research. And that's something that all of our students, when they do this research project over the summer, it's an 8-week project over at Cal State Fullerton. They're paid a $5,000 stipend each for doing it. It's like a full-time job, but at the end of it, you've got this bit of research that you've done. We've had students that have had the opportunity, hopefully, to publish. And we do a poster presentation, basically, at Cal State Fullerton, a symposium where all of the community college students that are doing research present their study, present their findings, and it's a pretty cool day. I mean, if you guys are not taking a summer class this summer, and you are a STEM Squared student, a member of the STEM Squared program, think about applying for one of these research positions. We usually get 40 to 50 applicants. Approximately 10 to 12 students will be selected from that. We don't do the selecting ourselves. We forward your applications on to Cal State Fullerton, then the researchers actually handpick the students that they want to work with. So for those of you that have already done it, it's a huge pat on the back to you. And for those of you that are interested, I can give you more information in counseling. But we are accepting applications for these research positions now. And the deadline to apply would be March 7th, so that is coming up pretty quickly. I'm going to leave some flyers on that. And that's pretty much all I had, guys. Does anybody have any questions for me? Got a counselor in the room. Captive audience. Yes, sir.
Do the walk-ins count as your single semester STEM counseling meeting for STEM?
For STEM squared students, do drop-ins count as your counseling contact? Unfortunately not. No, you do have to book a full 45-minute appointment. Realistically, even if we drafted up a plan, we may only have to meet for 10 to 15 minutes to go over things, but yeah, we can't count drop-ins. We need to have it officially on record that we have an appointment. Any question? Anybody else? Okay, I'm going to leave some applications for the STEM Academy as well as the STEM Square program. If you want any information on any of this, please just get in contact with me.
Question.
Yeah.
If you're already in STEM Squared, does that cover the STEM Academy as well? You're part of basically the
If you're in STEM Squared, there's a high likelihood you filled out a STEM Academy application.
Okay.
If by chance you haven't ever seen this before, fill it out and drop it off with me. But yeah, usually it's like, this is the big bubble, and then the STEM Squared or a smaller group in that. As well, and I'm going to leave the email contact for the community science night. If you guys can get out, it's a lot of fun. That's it. Thank you for your time, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, he left the house.
Yeah.
Moving on, line item 3.03.
Last semester, we did a Rube Goldberg machine. We entered it over at Santa Monica. We won.
Yay!
You're
wearing a shirt.
Oh, yeah, I'm wearing a shirt. You guys want to see the shirt? Can't really. We have a shirt. And then over winter break, we went to APL together. And then, what else? Is that it? Yeah, we were at
APL, January 13th, and then we did Rube over November 13th.
We had a couple movie nights.
Oh yeah, we had
Yeah.
movie nights, and then also, can we do some other event too? I think we did something else. Well, we did that, what was that, the middle school thing that came on campus, we, is
It was a project.
that the,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
It was a community science.
No, it wasn't, it didn't have me.
Yeah, it was.
Vortex Sandwich Community Science
Yeah.
No,
Center.
no,
And
I
then
mean last
Boston
semester,
Line, I remember.
last semester.
That was the Boston Line. That
No,
was
no,
the
no.
Boston.
No,
No,
we had the Rube Goldberg.
on campus. It was Friday morning, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the parabolic dish with the floating pig.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a one-man army.
Oh, yeah, that was our.
Yeah, that was one-man army.
You sent it somewhere. That was
So that was
okay.
what like our community science, so.
Yes, we will.
You want me to do
Yeah, do you want to talk about it?
Okay, so, Phil Creel already talked about community science night a little bit, but we have a sign-up sheet here that we should get community science night. So I'll go over quickly because somebody came in a little bit later. So it's an event here on campus. It's Friday, March 14th. And elementary schools come with their kids and their families. So kindergarten through 6th grade students and their families. And they come on campus. And we have events all over, not all over campus. The Science Center and the Humanities Building is going to be open. We have all kinds of science events. The chemistry department does an event. Biology does like 4 events. Physics is doing like 3 events. Some of the elementary school people come to do events. And we need need student volunteers. So a lot of your instructors will give you extra credit for signing up. So you can sign up by sending an email to Ray Vasquez, that's one thing you can do. Or you can sign up here on this sheet, and then we'll get you entered in to volunteer. So we have a couple different events that we're running as part of the STEM Club and part of the physics department. One of them is called the Vortex Cannon, and the Vortex Cannon is like they generate smoke, right? And then they...
Yeah, what we did was we took cardboard boxes, cut a perfect circle in one side of the box, and then we shot fog maker juice from Halloween, fog machines.
Yeah.
So that was put into the box, and when you hit opposite sides of the box, it forced the air out into the vortex, and the little kids could actually visualize the smoke ring coming out and knocking down.
So it's a pretty easy event to work. You just kind of walk around and answer questions and help the kids and kind of do the practical. It's pretty easy. So if that's something that you think you'd like to help with when you sign in, just put BC next to your name. The other one is called What's My Number? And that is also pretty easy. It's a, students come in and they pick a number 1 through 20. And then on the floor, there will be a grid and there'll be some numbers next to it. Is your number in here? If it's yes, you go to this station. If it's no, you go to that station. At the next station, there'll be another grid of numbers that says, is your number here? And if it's yes, you go to this grid. And no, you go to this grid. And then finally, you'll go to a station and there will be your number. So it's, the kids are really funny though, because they think it's magic. And they'll like, I'm going to do that again, and they'll go back and do it again. When all it is just logic, right? It's just yes or no, right? So it's pretty fun. So it's pretty easy. You just explain to the students how to get started, and you walk them a couple spaces or whatever, and then when they're done, you just score them up. And then the third one is called magnetic levitation, and there's actually not really anything to do there. One of our instructors, Alice Boucher, who some of you are taking for physics 2 right now, he does superconducting stuff, and so he just comes in with his liquid nitrogen and he sets up a low resistance demonstration, and you can see actually things levitating and floating in space. So it's kind of just a demo, and so if you came, if that's the room that you wanted to work into, you would just help with crowd control and show people what's going on. It's usually projected on the screen. You can kind of just say, look, here you go. Okay, so if that's what you're interested in, put ML. If you want to do the what's my number, put your pound tag or pound sign or
Hashtag.
hashtag. Okay. And if you have any questions about community science, let me know. So they're going to pass around the sign-up sheet. So if you sign up there, then you're signed up and you're good to go.
And if playing with the liquid nitrogen and everything else isn't convincing enough, we'll also feed you dinner.
You can also, like I said, chemistry is doing events and biology is doing events. So if you want to sign up and do those events, you just need to email Ray Vasquez and she'll put you in one of those events as well. So go ahead.
Oh, if we sign up, do we still need water?
No. This will be the same thing. Just make sure it's super legible because she's going to have to email you, send you out information about that, whatever.
And if
Then they feed you dinner. It's a free dinner.
yes,
Pasta dinner from
White
House.
House, yes. And if you don't know if you want to do this or not, or you're free or not, I will be sending out an email, and it will be Google Docs, and it'll just be name, email, and what your event reference is. So look forward to that. If you've already signed up, ignore me.
Move on to the real quick. Do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, okay. So, last semester we wanted to go to JPL during the semester, but our wonderful government shut down on us, and that pretty much put us in the toilet in a hurry. So we had to do it over intersession. This time we're planning to go to the Griffith Park Observatory up in LA, Hollywood sign. And I'm trying to figure out what date works well for everyone. So right now I just want to go by, is it better that we do this event before midterms or after? After? Okay.
What? No.
We provide transportation and all that stuff, so you just meet here, and then we have certified drivers, and we take everybody off, so you don't have to worry about carpool, gas money, and that stuff.
What day would that happen, do you know?
That's what we're deciding.
Yeah, so now that I know everyone's like after midterms, then I will go and look at their calendar and see what days they have special events going on, just to make it a little more actually more worthwhile for us to be out there, and then we'll go from there. So updates to come.
Following this, we're planning a trip to Boeing maybe sometime that will occur over the spring semester. And same with packing tournament, we're working on that too. We're trying to get professors over and computer science department worked with us with that. And did you guys want to discuss any events like movie nights or anything for this semester? Yeah.
Oh, movie nights. I was wondering, you guys spoke to him about colloquiums, setting talks, trying to organize talks and colloquiums
Right.
from actual professors from universities.
Right.
And I can get two to happen. One is the time travel and the physics behind it and how physics work. And the other is on black hole research. I spoke to the professor, he's on board. He said, cool.
Yeah, one idea we had was something structured similar to a TED Talk, but it's obviously not a TED Talk. So once a month or 4 times a semester, we'd have some kind of event or a guest speaker come on, and then it'd just be discussion of whatever they're talking about, whether it be something from bio, CS, chemistry, physics. If you wanted to split hairs into the finer details of those branches, then there's the potential for that if we can get guest speakers. So just, again, show of hands, any interest in this?
Well, if you know anybody that would be willing to talk about any particular science field or any discussion that they would need, let me know, and we'll try to schedule that so that people can attend.
Because at worst, I'd just start off with everything wrong with science fiction movies. And I just try and get the lecture hall downstairs, and it'll take a couple of years, and we'll just have at it. So, we'll probably be voting on that one later. Whole business done.
Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything to add?
Comments, concerns, complaints? Everything?
I guess I adjourn the meeting. Our next meeting will be March 10th, so in 2 weeks from today. And that's it.
Same place, same time, same day.
The community science tonight, that's what going around. So if you have time up there,
Yes.
feel free. And that's it.
One more thing about,
What?
one more thing about community science night is it's the first come, first serve, and as soon as they have too many volunteers, you can't volunteer anymore. So do make sure that you get your name on that list today if you're interested.
So you get your extra credit and your free dinner games.
Are we gonna?